Okay, let's dive right in. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are looking at something absolutely game-changing in the tech landscape right now. We're talking about the massive explosion of open-source cybersecurity tools. It's an entire arsenal that offers legitimate, enterprise-grade protection, and honestly, the best part? You can build this for a literal $0 software budget. So if you're tired of being locked into incredibly expensive security ecosystems just to keep your data safe, you are in exactly the right place.
Because look, here is the burning question staring down nearly every security team today. How do you actually secure modern tech stacks without an enterprise budget? Think about what we're expected to manage right now. You've got highly fragmented security environments across wild new AI agents, insanely complex cloud workloads, and super rapid CI/CD pipelines. Trying to get visibility across all of that without totally breaking the bank feels almost impossible. But as we'll see, the open source community really has an answer here. So here's our roadmap. Today, we're going on a high-speed categorical blitz. We're going to sprint through 25 incredibly powerful open source tools spanning 6 critical areas: fragmented security, AI and compliance, cloud and app defenses, detection and threat hunting, offensive security, and finally, the human element. Starting off with Section 1, fragmented security, zero budget. And moving right into Section 2, AI security and compliance layers. The reality we all have to face is that security is getting highly fragmented. But open source stacks have quietly evolved. They're stepping up as serious alternatives to vendor lock-in, especially when we look at the totally wild, brand new attack surface of autonomous AI agents. To tackle that AI threat, you need a workflow. That starts with Allama acting as your flexible automation platform. It's essentially an open source SOAR for your security operations. But you gotta secure those workflows, right? So ASCO steps in to add cryptographic accountability, creating tamper-proof audit trails for literally every single action an AI agent takes. Meanwhile, Sage acts as a vital security proxy between those AI agents and your operating system to intercept unsafe behaviors. And finally, to actually test this entire setup, you have Scenario and OpenAV, which let you run full-scale adversarial AI attack simulations. Together, these 5 give you unprecedented control over how AI behaves on your network. But, while AI is the flashy new threat everyone's talking about, we really cannot forget this silent risk layer. Most breaches actually don't start with complex movie-style hacks. They usually start with a developer accidentally pushing a leaked password or an API token straight into a public repository. To combat that, Better Leaks rapidly sniffs out API keys and tokens across all your repos and pipelines. Once you find those secrets, you lock them down immediately with Conjure, which injects enterprise-grade dynamic credentials and strong access controls. And to prove to auditors that you're actually doing this securely without paying massive platform fees, CompARI completely automates your compliance evidence collection for frameworks like SOC 2, ISO, and HIPAA. It's a real game changer. Section 3, Cloud and Application Defenses. The whole philosophy here is DevSecOps. We want to stop vulnerabilities in your pipelines before the code ever has a chance to hit production. Cloud Audit quickly sniffs out AWS misconfigurations using a super fast, no-fluff CLI, and crucially, every single finding includes a fix. At the same time, Plumber audits your CI/CD pipelines to make sure your configurations don't drift. For containerized environments, StackRox gives you massive, end-to-end Kubernetes runtime and build time protection. And finally, Pampalummy instantly scans modern Node.js backend uploads for malware in memory. It literally stops malicious files the exact moment they touch your server. Building directly on that pipeline protection, we have application security, which focuses strictly on the code itself. Bandit and Brakeman are your heavy lifters for static analysis here. Bandit finds insecure coding patterns early in Python, while Brakeman does the exact same thing for Ruby on Rails, detecting risks like cross-site scripting before the code is even run. And while you fix the code, Anubis blocks the bots. It forms the final piece of this trio by protecting your external-facing websites from automated scraping and abuse. Essentially, fix the code, block the bots. Moving to Section 4, Detection and Threat Hunting. Because listen, you absolutely cannot secure what you cannot see. You need these 3 giants of network visibility. Prometheus acts as the absolute industry standard for pulling metrics and alerts across your microservices. Zabbix takes a much broader approach, providing full-stack, real-time infrastructure monitoring across your entire network. And, uniquely, Little Snitch for Linux is this rare gem that gives you granular, per-process network visibility right on the desktop. It lets you see exactly what individual applications are doing in real time. And
Look, when the alarms do go off, speed is absolutely crucial. That's where incident response tools come in. Mquire is an incredible forensic tool that lets you analyze memory dumps without needing debug symbols. That removes a huge, time-consuming bottleneck during an active incident. Then there's the CERT UEFI parser. This allows you to explore firmware-level vulnerabilities, giving you deep inspection capabilities into an attack layer that is very, very frequently overlooked by standard defenses.
Section 5. Offensive and Infrastructure Security. Sometimes the absolute best defense is adopting an attacker's mindset. To red team your own infrastructure and find the holes before the bad guys do, you need these 4 tools. Brutus is your ultra-fast, Go-based credential tester. But the real modern stars here are OpenClaw Scanner and SecureClaw. They hunt down and enforce rules on unauthorized Shadow AI agents operating rogue in your environment. To run all of this efficiently, ShipSec Studio acts as your orchestration layer. It replaces all those messy scripts with structured pipelines to drastically improve your red team's operations.
Now, I really want to pause here to highlight an incredible ecosystem bonus mentioned in our sources. If you want to run these offensive tools, you do not need to spend hours configuring environments. You have access to ready-to-deploy virtual machines like BlackArch Linux, Kali GUI Linux, a completely browser-based Kali environment, and ParrotOS Linux. You can literally spin these up instantly on AWS, GCP, or Azure with absolutely zero installation or dependency management. It's immediate cloud-based access to a complete offensive security toolkit. How cool is that?
And of course, we cannot forget our 25th tool, which brings us back to the absolute backbone of security, pfSense Community Edition. Even with all this talk about AI and the cloud, classic network infrastructure still matters immensely. This is a battle-tested open-source firewall offering VPN, routing, and traffic filtering. It is trusted by thousands of organizations worldwide, and it runs natively right on commodity hardware. Finally, Section 6. The human element. Okay, let's take a breath and drastically slow the pace down for a second. We just sprinted through an incredibly powerful arsenal of 25 technical tools. But the source material points out something profound about what this actually means for your team. The biggest shift in cybersecurity today isn't just AI, it's accessibility. You no longer need wildly expensive CM platforms, massive security teams, or strict vendor lock-in to have world-class security. By focusing your open source stack on 3 core pillars, visibility, automation, and response, you can build a scalable and highly flexible system tailored exactly to your needs.
But, and this is a very big but, we have to look at the most critical insight from our explainer today. Tools don't secure systems. People and processes do. This is your memorable anchor. You can deploy all 25 of these open source tools tomorrow, but they are entirely useless without the strategic humans running them and the thoroughly documented processes backing them up.
And that brilliantly leads us to our final thought for today. I want to challenge you right now. Are your internal processes actually ready to harness this massive, free, open source arsenal? Do you have the people in place to monitor the alerts, analyze the findings, and actually execute the responses? The tools are out there and they are free. The rest is entirely up to you. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. Take a good look at your processes, and I'll see you on the next explainer.